So in our topsoil, this is a fertility pit there filled with organic material. You can see how the ground cover has just taken over. There's a nice gourd coming along there. Ground cover is everywhere. Grass has overgrown everything. The soil is now very stable. Saw a big pumpkin here somewhere. There. Steel pumpkin in the making. Unbelievable how this place has changed. Starting with Beshy's dam this morning, we're just gonna spend an hour or two on it while I get the other guys set up. These guys can do a job that they don't need instructions for. Then I had a big discussion with Lucas and Simon this morning about what's happening here. So I'll show you what I showed them. So they were planting sunflower seeds on the other side. We are planting sunflower seeds all over the place thanks to Mekon. And I stood them up here and I said to them, what do you see there versus what do you see there? And I said, there they see grass. I said, wait, what do you see there? They said, there they see just thorns. And so I asked them, what's the difference? I said, no, well, I think there's more water there. But there isn't. The soil on top takes all the water away from here. So the only water that is on this land is the water that falls on this land. So what is the difference? Why is there more grass and there is nothing? Now I mentioned this in one of my previous videos, but I want to go into depth a little bit more. It's easier to walk now, there's less water on the ground. What we did here is we made little planting pits and we planted different things in them. Let me show you one. This is one that washed closed already. There's another one washed closed, but there's sorghum and things like that growing. You can see all the little dark patches. That's sorghum growing. And so those planting pits, let me show you the newer ones that hasn't overgrown yet. Those planting pits look like this. So my theory is that on the open land the water just falls and runs away. On the land dotted with these little pits, the water falls into the pit, and not only does it water this plant in the pit, but the water actually also waters the grass that comes up naturally around the pit. So the water that falls in here doesn't only give better water to these plants here, it also gives better water, more water to the plants all around it than what it would have received otherwise. So the difference between that area, that field there, and that field there is that field had planting pits similar to this, and this side did not. That is the difference. So I think that's a very, very important discovery for our land, for our area. With that biomass, it's going to go down into that soil. I don't think we'll ever need planting pits anymore, but having the planting pits really did regenerate it 10 times faster than what it normally would have. So we're walking to the top of George's land, so that's basically the furthest point away from my land. I want to show you the stark contrast between his land and my land still. Even after all of this rains, you can see how much speed it gained and just ran off. And I am very sure that next season this will be a completely different area. So Thomas is one of our day laborers. Do the rest of you speak English? Not enough. But Thomas will transfer. Thomas, tell me, what do you think of this land versus our land?
I think our land is very better than this one.
Is it?
It's very green. Now even when I come this side, I'm also wondering about why is this land looking like this and ours green.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that what I was wondering now.
And tell me, before you were employed yesterday with me, when was the last time that you had work?
It was, I think it's almost three weeks back.
3 weeks back?
Yeah, or 2 weeks back.
2 weeks back.
Yeah.
And how many children do you have?
5.
Stand for 1 second. 5 children?
Yes, yeah.
Sure. That's a big family, eh?
Big family, yeah.
Struggling to feed them.
Struggling to feed them.
And how many children? What's your name?
Ben.
Ben. And do you speak English?
Yeah, so small.
Small English?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me, how many children do you have?
I have 2.
2 children. Were you working with me yesterday?
Yes, I was.
All of you were working yesterday, yeah? And that helps to feed the children?
Yeah, to feed the children.
Definitely. Yeah, so if we continue this every day, I think it will help.
It will help very big, too much.
Yeah, it will change. What is your name? Juniors.
Yes.
Juniors, how many children do you have?
2 of them.
2 of them?
Yes.
Okay, so it's still a small family. But it's nice. And now at least they have food. Yes. And it's nice to have food during the day as well.
Yeah, even yesterday I also buy macaroni for them.
Macaroni?
Macaroni and bread for them.
Nice, man. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, I think let's start with this dam here on top. Okay, Damien's forest. So, this morning I want some advice. I want to build a new cage for the Muscovy ducks. So, I would like to hear your thoughts on using bricks. And I'd like to hear your thoughts on nice designs that you've seen that we can use. So we can change this into something that is worthy of a permaculture park. So people can see what permaculture is. When people come to see what permaculture is all about, they don't see Muscovy ducks that looks like they're out of a horror movie. Like some ideas on how to construct that. So we started the morning off with 3 people on George's swale. Remy and Enzo now just joined George. This swale will work like this. This is the wash coming into his land. It's a tremendous amount of water. There's actually 2 washes, but these swales will now join them. So we'll make this thing, as I said, high enough and big enough for a pickup. That's now going to be sort of the new theory of what the swale should look like. You can see this is already much higher, but we will lift that in the river high enough so it brings it over here. That stone there represents our level. That will then go up here. I just need to find the next markers that we placed. We'll go all the way up here, all the way up here to this little stone here, and then from there on the contour makes a small little turn towards this stone here, and then from there on it makes a little turn towards this stone here. So within 50 meters, 30 meters, you're already 30 meters away from the swale, from the river. So it's a much sharper V than I hoped for, or that I expected. It's much better than I hoped for. Let's say that it's flatter than I hoped for. So we'll be able to get far away from the river, get the water far away from the wash very quickly. The flat land has got loads of benefits when it comes to swales. It just pushes, with less earthworks you can push the water up further, and your water calms down much faster. So flat land is great, and in this area we hit a bit of flat land before it turns down sharp. So I think we're gonna first of all have a fantastic little dam here that the people can come and relax at, and then from here on we'll be able to do loads of spreading of the water all over the land. Then I also wanted to thank Kai, is a new member, and Paul B, that's also contributing to the the wages of these guys. I really do appreciate it. So we're planting where I showed them the morning the difference between the planting pits and the non-planting pits, making little planting pits, planting sunflowers. Jeffrey Sachs, Jeffrey Sachs, I hope I pronounce your name correctly, said the richest man in the world is the one with most friends. We are close to 6,000 followers now, 6,000 YouTube friends, and I definitely feel like the richest man in the world. Don't subscribe too quickly. We have a big traditional feast planned for Friday to celebrate the 6,000, thanks to Brenda as well, and people contributing. I'm gonna have the guys bring their families to the land, show them the land, have a permaculture tour with the families and the kids. Lucas will bring his daughter, Emmanuel will bring his wife, and Brenda said something like, you know, you have friends and you have hope and you have something else. This is the richest you'll ever be, and I agree. I think this is the richest I'll ever be, and I am so extremely grateful for everyone that turned this place into something green and something nice to see. That is going to be the end of my story. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow.